guys, how you doing? It's the Wobble Monster here, and today we are looking at the TF29 HQ in Prague in Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I'm just going to give you a quick run around the place, show you a few of the things that you can pick up along the way. You can get some good gear in here. You get loads of crafting parts which are very, very handy, and there are a few little secret ways around. It also moves the story along. This is part of the main storyline. So I'll show you a few of the things that I found in here. Now, with things like these newspapers and stuff, I'm not going to read through all of those. The reason being, I've played the story before, and I know them, so if you want to read them, you can have a look yourself. I also don't want to be wasting your time just reading through random stuff that you may not be interested in. You can see here, the security rating on that is 5, so I didn't bother trying to hack it, and that one is 4. My level at the moment is I can hack items up to level 3. I also know that my inventory is pretty tight, so I'll come back in there later and pick up a few of those things. Shooting range we will come back to at a later stage. It is worth doing. We will later pick up a little mission to do the shooting range itself. It tells you how to change the fire rate in guns and add attachments and stuff, so it's handy, but it also gives you some XP. I think it's 750, which is quite good, so it is worth doing. Now this was a bit of a strange one here, because there's this hatch on the ground, but I have no idea what it's for, because you can lift up the hatch and it looks like it's a raised floor or platform, but I couldn't get down inside it, couldn't crouch inside it, and I couldn't see anything inside it. Thought there might have been something buried down there, but there isn't, or certainly not at this point in time. There may be later, but for right now there's not. So again, we're in the infirmary now. There's an agent there. I was careful as to what I was doing or who could see me. Obviously because I don't want to get caught in here doing something bad, but that guy on the stretcher is out cold. This is only security rating 1, so it's easy enough to hack. And being the infirmary, we'll find some nice bits and pieces in here. There's a box highlighted there, and we get something out of that, so that is a good thing. Now it pays to look around inside here and spend a bit of time, because there are a few shortcuts. So if your hacking isn't great, that's okay. You know, you may decide you want to go a different route, and there are routes into most of the things. I chose as my skill sets here to be a, you know, strong hacker. That's what I wanted to do. I've played the game before. I love this game. It's great fun. But I tend to go with this sort of stealth approach, and being able to hack things is very, very handy. You can use multi-tools to hack things. I tend to use those early on for like level 4 or 5 things, because they tend to have good information in them or good gear to pick up. The problem is you need to pick up those multi-tools or pick up crafting parts to make them, and you're going to run out of those pretty quickly. So I raised mine up to level 3. It gives me access to a bunch of different things. I've also leveled up my capture, so the stealth capture, and I've leveled up my fortify a little bit. I tend not to fortify things enough, which I should do. And as you'll see here, I exit out of this one with 33 hundredths of a second left, because I still have options to try it, and you don't get detected then. So I have a fair bit of software. As you can see, I've got 2 data scans, an overclock, 4 reveals, and 2 stealths. I'm trying to hang on to those because I don't want to use it right now. Again, this is my last attempt. I had to hack it on that attempt, or I would have been locked out for a while. I decided not to, because then I remembered, hey, wait a minute, look at this. Looks like there's a funny little room in behind that office. So let's go there and see what we can do. And we find we can walk around this way. Here's our little cubby hole. Oh yeah, we get some crafting parts. They're always handy. And there's a ladder there, so why don't we climb up that ladder? And we find there's a handy hatch. So that saved me from getting caught on the last one, the last hack, or failing the last hack. And we get a few bits and pieces in here which are nice, because this is sealed inside the infirmary. So I also picked up the Smart Vision, guys. I suggest you do. Again, look, you play however you want to play it. If you want to run and gun, if you want the armor, if you want all the health, that's up to you. I like to have the Smart Vision simply because it can help identify things in the area that you're in. You can specifically set it up so that it identifies useful items in the area nearby, which is handy, but you know, I haven't done that as of yet. I think I had to exit this one too. There we go. 14 hundredths of a second left. We left it a bit tight, but we've got 5 attempts on this, as you can see. Pocket secretary is always good, guys. Anytime you see a pocket secretary, pick it up, because there you go, there's the access to the infirmary code, which is nice. And to be fair, if we had jumped out of here and gone back in and used the code on the door, we would have got a little bit of XP, but I didn't. Now, I didn't hack through all of that as of yet, because I'm going to come back and get it later, but you can see there that the keypad was unlocked. I shouldn't have unlocked that from the inside. I should have jumped back out the way I came, gone in and used the code on the door, because when you hack, you get, you will see here now, you get free admission. There we go. That's 50 XP and access granted. So we get a little bit of XP. It's not a huge amount, but hey, it all helps. And it just means that instead of trying to hack, particularly if you are short on time or you're in a tight spot where there may be guards around, you can just enter the code or the password and you'll still get XP for it. So it's pretty handy to know. Okay, being Deus Ex, you always want to check out bathrooms. Bathrooms used to be in the previous one, Human Revolution. Bathrooms always had things in them, always. Every time you'd find a secret passage or you'd find something interesting. Here we've got a newspaper on the ground. We've already got that. As I said, if you want to read those, just hit the pause. But in this one, I was a bit upset to find, no, wait a minute, there's no sneaky way to go. Again, the Smart Vision will highlight grates and vents. As you can see, there's nothing in there. So, we're into the canteen area. I'm going to look around. The other thing I always do, right, in Deus Ex is you always want to look behind fridges. Fridges are heavy items. I've got the upgrade where I can lift heavy items. I also find that a very handy upgrade to have, simply because in the previous one, again, there were always vents stuck behind things like trash cans and fridges and things like that. I know there aren't there because they would have showed up in the Smart Vision. Anyway, there's the ladies. I decided not to go into the ladies because there's somebody standing outside it. Probably go in there and find that there is something good. Probably a vent. Okay, so we're in here now, hacking another computer. As you can see, I tend to hold on to my software. I don't know why, I just do. And to be fair, depending on the system, if you can see the layout of the system and see that there are data stores and stuff in there, it's probably worth using part of your software, simply because the software will help you to hack it without getting caught, but also the data store will probably give you some type of software. It may give you credits, but if it gives you software, then you're in a pretty good place anyway. So again, I'm not concentrating hugely on these emails and stuff. Again, if you want to have a proper read of them, you can go in there. I didn't want to spoil anything in the story, or not much in the story, so I'm just showing you how it goes. Now you see on that I got 5 points for getting it the first time. 5 XP is nothing, but you can see from the book there, the Scholar, I got 100 XP. Now you can read all the books and they'll flesh out the story, and that's brilliant, but it's at least worth picking them up and having a quick read of them, because they give you 100 XP. So you read 50 books, it's a free praxis kit, which is always a good move. Now, again, you can see in here, I've shown that those firewalls are up. I did a reveal on this one, or a data scan, and it showed me there were firewalls into this, but that data store is a security rating 4. Now, it's gone off because I crossed the firewall, but I'm capturing it anyway, and I think I have loads of time, and I got a nuke software out of it. So, a nuke virus is always pretty good to get. Loads of crafting parts, and we got a breach software. Breach softwares are really good. You want to be picking those up, guys. There is a vendor who will take breach software off you, For some reason, I don't know why, I went in and decided to lock that again because I just wanted to make sure it looked like I hadn't been there, but that was actually pointless, so you don't need to do that. Crafting parts. You will see later on that you can craft multiple items. Crafting is handy. I tend to use it for mine templates because they can be quite useful, particularly if you're taking out mechs and things like that. And for multi-tools. Multi-tools are always good because you can get access to some serious stuff, like you can turn off the cameras and or sentry guns and get access to computers and terminals and things that are a higher level than you currently are. So like me, I'm only at level 3 or able to hack level 3 items. Having that is very handy. Now, here, I tried to do some climbing and jumping and obviously did it poorly. The thing was, I was going into the doctor's office. Now, I could have tried to hack that, but there are people outside. And to be fair, it's probably a pretty high level. We get ourselves some credits. Hey, a whole 13. This is the psychologist. It's part of the story and stuff. So it was handy just to get into her office and find out what's what. Now, as you can see, it's a rating 5. I can't hack that. That ain't no good. I was looking around to see if there was a pocket secretary lying around that might have had the code on it. And to be fair, I'd probably find a pocket secretary elsewhere or an email elsewhere in the building to be able to use a code on hers or find the code, which would have been pretty easy. So anyway, went into the crafting here. 120 parts for crafting for a multi-tool. We've got 365 left after that, so it's very handy. We can get another 3 of those if we need. Point it at the thing, press the go button, and hey presto, you have access. Just like that. So that is very, very handy, as you can see. Now, I don't think I learned a huge amount from her emails. It's handy. It tells you a little bit about what's going on. It does lay out the story and flesh out some of the characters in it a little bit. And you can see the people that they're from. Ava Cook. Don't know who Ava is. Peter Chang is your tech guy. We'll see Peter Chang later on briefly. And there's another doctor saying, hey, welcome. That's great. We're all awesome. Woohoo, go me. Yay. So, anyway, zipped out of here. We're still on the ground floor here, as you can see. There are a number of computers that we could have tried to access. They let you pick up anything here, it would appear. And there are a bunch of computers stationed around that we could have gone into. But I just didn't bother this time around, guys. You would have picked up stuff there. Like passwords and things, but as you can see, we saw a vent here. That's why the smart vision is very, very handy. If you're a keen, eagle-eyed person, then good for you, but I'm not. So anyway, I use the smart vision, and as you can see, it is handy. The other thing is, hitting those vents you get XP. We just got 200 XP there for an explorer. That's what we need. That's what we're looking for, right? The NSN card. So this area is very, very important. You have to have that. We picked up a few softwares along the way, which is nice. And this is a low level, level 1 hackathon.
Anomaly detected.
Yeah, obviously I crossed some sort of
initiated.
firewall that set it off, so we had to try again. And I fortified that one there. That's just to slow them down a little bit if they start coming after me, which I believe.
Anomaly detected. Access granted.
Oh, okay, we're in. So there we go. You see, there's an email there with a number of different passwords on it, which is very handy. McCready and Black and Chang, they're all high-level employees. So having their passwords means instant access to their computers. Now, plenty of software lying around here, as you can see. So it is a good spot to come into, and you do need that NSN card, so you definitely want to be getting in there. Again, I'm hanging on to most of my software. See that? That gave me like 3 seconds when it detected me, which was kind of rubbish, but it is what it is. So we decided to go the other route this time. Went with the spam option.
Anomaly detected.
And we had 5 seconds, which is better than no seconds. And I still have to get out of there. Got 3 attempts left on that one. So,
Adam, how's it going?
anyway.
Any trouble with the plant?
Here we get a message from Vega. Vega's saying, hey, what are you doing? Are you there? Have you hacked the thing yet?
Sorry,
Did
man.
you do the thing with
Message
the thingy?
received.
And I'm just telling her, yeah, I'm doing my stuff, love. So we're back to the start again. There's a shooting range, as you can see. So we covered almost everything on the bottom floor. At this stage, I was just having a look around the middle just to see if there was anything interesting around there. Again, there are a bunch of computers here. We could have gone into all of these or waited around for people to go to the toilet or move around and see what's what, but I just didn't bother. Could have picked up a few passwords. Again, fleshed out the story. So that's up to you guys if you want to do that. I just didn't want to bother. So at this stage now we're going upstairs. We've had a look at everything else. Oh, we're not going upstairs. We didn't look at the briefing. That's right. We have to go in here. And they're all having a chat. Hey, you, buddy, what's going on? Yeah, we'll take it from here. Alrighty then, you got your thing. Blah, blah, blah. I'll get out of your face. One searchable in there, a drawer, and we got a few bits out of it. Crafting parts are really important, guys, so make sure you're picking those up wherever you possibly can. Now, when you go up the stairs here, there's actually a cutscene with this lady right in front of us. I didn't want to bore you guys with that, so I just cut through it. As you can see, my super edit there is absolutely flawless and fantastic. I should be winning Oscars for my editing. And she gives you the mission to go to the shooting range. It's handy to do. They show you what to do with each weapon, how different weapon ammunitions work, and attachments. But it also gives you a bit of XP. I think you get 750 and a completionist on it, which is nice. So here's our boy Peter Chang. And I've just cut through that as well, okay? There's a big long chat you have with Peter. You can find out all about it and flesh out your story with Peter. But you've got decisions to make, so I didn't want to show you the decisions I was making. You may decide to do things differently. The other thing is I don't have the social mod yet, the augmentation. I think it's called Casey. So that can help you make better decisions when you're speaking with people and in conversation. It is very, very handy. I've used it before. So, you know, if you want to get that, I would recommend that. It can be quite good. And I will pick it up at some stage soon. There we go. There's another code for a storage locker. Always handy to have. So, we're having a look around here. Vincent Black, one of the main characters. You'll notice that of the passwords we got earlier on, one of them was Vincent Black's. I'm going to go in and have a look at his office. Hey, Vincenzo, is you here? No, you are not. So he's one of the top boys at TF29, so it's worth talking to him. Security rating 5. Probably some good stuff in there. But again, I'm going to come back later. Get a few crafting parts, which is handy. And then we've got his computer, which we have access to now because I just picked up that random box just for the crack. And we can enter the password here or hack it. No, we're entering the password. Boomski. There we go. We're in. And there's an email from Angela Rizzo to Vince. And we get a few XP for that. So as you can see, these consumables here, you might find them handy. I find them pretty useless. Okay, you can set them up where you take them and you get a bit drunk, and then it gives you back some health, and you may find them brilliant. I tend not to use them at all. I tend to just sell them all, and that's what I do. So I sell all the booze. It gives you a few credits. Some of it's worth more than others. It can be quite handy. Some of it's absolutely useless. All right, there's the director. Jim Miller, he's the top diggity dog. And neural subnet is where we need to go. You can see our marker there. We've already got the NSN keycard, the pocket secretary. Grab that, it's always handy. So, yeah, see, that tells you I thought we agreed to keep it downstairs. So if you got up this far and you haven't got it already, you want to be moving downstairs, go and get your NSN. And I was a bit worried at this point about this camera. I was thinking, should I disable this? What should I do? And then I just thought, no. I think I'm going to go straight in. And as you can see, there's an electrical system failure in there. On the map, there's a big long room beside us. There is our trusty vent. And I went in here just to see how far the electricity went, but also to see if I could get my XP. Yeah, I didn't, because I didn't go in too far. There is a AUG as well that you can get, which stops the electricity from zapping. It could be very, very handy. Some people might like it. I tend not to use it because I find other AUGs are better. The big jump and the heavy lifting one are all very, very handy. So the reason I was running back here, guys, was because I thought, well, there's got to be another way into that. That vent goes somewhere else. The door's locked. I can't go in there yet, and I don't have Jim Miller's key card. So the only option really is to have a look in the NSN. There we go. Boom ski. We're in. That's nice. This area is good too because there are a number of things you can do in here. There's a computer, there's a few softwares, a number of other bits and pieces. It's amazing that this neural subnet thing, which is so amazingly mega and the greatest machine in this building, apparently, their computer has a security rating of 1. Now, having said that, I probably still get caught trying to make this hack because, again, I'm not using my software because I'm an idiota. And there we go, we got a data store. So we'll hit that data store, see what we get out of it. Okay, we got some XP and sensitive information. Again, it all adds up, it's handy. Again, if you want to read that, you can. Data collection or data extraction there, we got some more XP, which is always good. And we got some software. Stop worm. There we go, you see, I knew there was a vent in here. This leads back to this room. So if we had that AUG, we could have gone straight through there, and we get our 200 for exploring. And that is nice. So, gonna hack this puppy here. Just having a look around at the different nodes on it. I was gonna do a video, guys, on how to do the hacking itself, but I just didn't bother simply because it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun sort of mini game, and I think you guys will get some enjoyment out of it. So, you know, I'll leave it to you guys to get it done yourselves. Now, at this stage, I don't know if I have enough time because, oh, there we go. We did have enough time. We had loads of time, and we got in. So great stuff. Now, worth jumping up here. Why? Because this is Deus Ex, and when you look around in these little cubby holes or tucked away areas, you'll always find something. Stem processors, brilliant. Stop worm, very, very nice. If you were to buy a stop worm, that would cost you 200 or 300 credits. And we got a stealth software as well. Again, all of these are very, very handy. So it's always worth exploring those cubby holes. Now, the reason why I picked up that box is sometimes you'll see boxes and things lying around. If you pick them up for a second, it will highlight an item below it. Okay, so you might see a credit chip, you know, something the size of a credit card that can fit under these things, and that's why I pick up some of those things along the way. Now, we will see what we get in here. Oh, we're using the whisper chip, yeah, that's it, that's the listen in. So as you can see, we got big XP for it. Here comes our friend Vega. Hey, what's happening there, buddy? What are you doing? And I got 3 praxis available now, so I can get some new AUGs. Well, he gets out of the NSN thingy and he goes, hey, I want to see you, buddy. So we got to go and meet Jim. Alrighty then. So we've done all our stuff in here. Let's roll. And let's go and see Jimbo. You can see Jimbo's door is now open. We can go in here. There's a cutscene there, guys. I skipped that as well. You've got to make decisions with Jimbo. But you can run around his office afterwards and pick up anything you want. Apparently he doesn't care about you snooping. He's already cleaned out his safe. Now, I don't know if we could have entered beforehand and picked up something nice, but we did get a multi-tool there, which is very, very handy. That shiny thing caught my eye, because playing video games you tend to think, shiny, shiny, shiny is good. And we got a nice bottle of wine. So, from there, we headed out. That moved the story on a bit. Got a bit more XP for it, which is good. Got my 3 praxis. And I think that's basically it. Now, as tends to happen in Deus Ex, you will find that you can come back to items later or places later. There we go, we got another explorer thing. Oh, that's how we could have got into Jim's office beforehand. And to be fair, if we had done that, we might have been able to clean out his safe. So maybe that's something you guys want to think about. If you come in here, go through that vent, smash into Jim's office, he's not there, he's in the subnet thingy, and you can go in and get whatever's in there. So that's a run around of TF29 in Prague, guys. Like I said, on your way out then, hit the shooting range. You will get your XP, and it's worth doing. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit a like and a sub. Thanks, guys.
PlayStation